Imagine you wake up one day and find out the coach of your favorite basketball team is flirting with another team. The fans are booing him in hotel lobbies, and the rumor mill is spinning so fast it could power a small city. That's right, the wild reality of Maryland basketball fans are living it right now with Kevin Willard and his potential jump to Villanova. This is the Big Ten Huddle, and I'm your host, JR. I cover the Big Ten football and men's basketball all year long. We have basketball episodes every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and sometimes you get bonus videos like this one. So, like, subscribe, and help us grow this channel and get real, informative, and reliable Big Ten basketball coverage for the entire conference. Okay, back to Willard. So, the situation is a absolute roller coaster of drama, uncertainty, and the perfect snapshot, really, of where college basketball is in 2025. If you don't know exactly what's going on, here's the deal. Kevin Willard, head coach of Maryland basketball, has turned College Park into more of a reality TV show at this point than anything else. You know, my wife loves watching the Love is Blind and all that type of stuff, and I gotta be honest, this is more drama than that at this point. The Terps just wrapped up a stellar season, second in the Big Ten. A breakout star in Derek Queen has been fantastic for them, and transfers who have exceeded all expectations. Yet somehow this is all unraveling. Kevin Willard seems to have one foot out the door to Villanova. He's convinced he has no idea what he's doing, and Maryland's scrambling to keep up. Villanova fans are counting down to April 1st when the buyout of Kevin Willard drops and the transfer portal's already open, leaving the roster in limbo. That's right. It's chaos. And if we're honest, it's glorious entertainment for those who are looking on the outside in. As long as you aren't a Maryland fan, this is incredibly entertaining. Everything about this saga is absolute bonkers. A coach who just led Maryland to one of the best seasons in 2 decades might ditch them for a Big East team, Villanova, and the university's response is a mix of denial, PR spin, and desperate negotiation attempts. Not to mention Maryland did just announce this week that Kermit the Frog would deliver the commencement speech on May 21st. That is real. That is not a joke. They announced that. That's incredible to be happening and to be announced while everything here is happening. Now, I've told you how much I like the Inside Maryland Sports 24/7 site. They do great work over there. In particular, Jeff Erman. That dude knows his stuff, and he's incredibly sourced up when it comes to Maryland and Maryland athletics. He has a source telling him recently that Maryland's focus is still on keeping Kevin Willard at Maryland. But then you have Kevin Willard saying he doesn't know what he's doing, and Villanova reporters claiming the deal is already done, and they're just waiting until April 1st for the buyout to decrease. All this dysfunction even led to Maryland fans, like I told you in the intro, booing Kevin Willard at the team hotel before the Sweet 16 matchup. Imagine booing your coach before a Sweet 16 matchup. How far would things have to go? Pretty doggone far. That's the kind of dysfunction that makes me wonder if Maryland Athletic Department inked a deal with Netflix for another one of those untold stories sports documentaries. Unfortunately for Maryland fans, this isn't the March Madness they signed up for. Even though it makes total sense in today's college basketball landscape, coaches are like players now. They're free agents in spirit, just like Jacoby Gillespie and Rodney Rice could very well hit the transfer portal and chase NIL deals in a matter of hours. In fact, rumors have already started to circulate that Gillespie is eyeing the SEC with big money on the table. Coaches can flirt with new gigs, weigh their options, and bounce when the timing's right. Willard's buyout drops from $2 million to $1.5 million on April 1st. That's why I've referenced that a couple of times. And Villanova's reportedly got more NIL cash waiting than Maryland does. The rumored number right now is $7 million waiting for Kevin Willard to use. It's musical chairs with higher stakes and better wardrobes. And yet everyone knows Willard is gone. Despite Maryland's last-ditch effort to throw money at him, to try to give him more resources, all this stuff, it's a game of leverage, and Willard is playing this like a pro. For Maryland fans, I feel you. This sucks. It reminds me of a buddy I had in college. This isn't going to be a one-for-one comparison, but stay with me, okay? He dated this girl pretty much most of his time in college, and he was all about her. Was in love with her, all about her. Finally, after college, they ended up getting married, and they were able to save thousands. Well, mostly him was able to save thousands of dollars to go on this amazing honeymoon trip. They did all this awesome stuff. He was so incredibly happy. Turns out, a couple of weeks after they got back from the trip, she slept with another dude. He was gutted. Although that's, I mean, he was gutted and everything was terrible. Now, although that's way deeper than losing a coach, I can imagine this thing feels somewhat similar. I guess if they had kids, we could relate them maybe to the roster, but that's okay. I think I'll end the analogy there. We don't need to go any further. But for real, the roster's has a question mark too. Reese and Miguel are out of eligibility, so they're gone. Derek Queen is heading to the NBA draft for almost likely. I mean, that's all but pretty much done at this point. So that leaves Maryland with Gillespie and Rice. We know their bench doesn't provide a whole lot for them. It's pretty much a starting lineup, and they're both potentially bolting with no athletic director in place since Damon Evans is leaving himself for SMU. It's a total mess, and it's a step back, and you have to find the silver lining because there's not much good to look at. The silver lining is this, though. College basketball is not where it's at 10 years ago. Back then, a late coaching change could tank a program for years to come. Recruiting classes couldn't be locked in, transfer portal, all this stuff, no NIL to lure teams' talent away, yada, yada, yada. Now, Maryland can pivot. They've got hope to add a new coach, like maybe a Buzz Williams at Texas A&M, or a Tony Skinn, Dwayne Simpkins, or even Chris Beard. They're all floating around. There are coaches out there that they could hire that, honestly, some of them might be a better option than Kevin Willard. Sure, next season might be rocky. Rebuilding a roster this late can be brutal, but flipping a team has never been easier. Look at Michigan this year. They went from 8 wins last season to Sweet 16 in 2025. How? The portal, NIL, a coach who could sell ice to a penguin, right? Maryland's not dead in the water. They're just stuck in a plot twist. They might lose Willard, maybe even Gillespie and Rice as well, but tools to reload are there. A new coach could snag a couple of portal studs, sprinkle some NIL magic on there, and have the Terps competitive by the winter time. It's not ideal. Obviously, none of this is ideal, but it's not the apocalypse either. After all, this is modern college football. College hoops. For better or worse, it's unpredictable, it's transactional, and it's oddly entertaining for all of us to witness. Coaches and players are chasing the best deal, just like you and I would most likely do too. Loyalty is only a suggestion, and fans are left clutching either their pearls or their pitchforks. Maryland's got in a tough spot right now, no doubt, but they've got options. Villanova's ready to attack, banking on Willard to keep their Biggie swagger alive, and the rest of us, we're just here for the show. So what do you think? Does Willard stay? Does he go? Drop your take, drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into not so much the madness, but the Maryland madness, hit that like button, subscribe for more. And this college basketball now, it's wild, it's messy, and wide open. Kind of like this podcast. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Have a good one.